Oh no! The highest level of broken arrow competition is now being compromised by a new bug? Oh man, who would have thought? But seriously though, this is actually quite something that's pretty bad, and I really do think that all of you should watch this. This occurred last Friday. And watch the striker charade.
Oh, yeah. All of my stingers are just shooting into the floor. He's just sat AFK, and I'm just shooting into the floor. He's just sat there, I just can't hit him. I've shot 8 stingers at the Silent Hawk, and they've all shot into the ground. There you go, I'm gonna shoot another 4 more. Maybe I can hit him. No, I'm still shooting into the ground, bro. Like, what?
Yeah. This guy is completely cheating. Nah.
Kevin, I shot 16 stingers at the Silent Hawk.
Bro, this guy is cheating. What's the point of that?
16 stingers at the...
Yeah, so it's definitely not looking good for Ben's opponents, which is actually the top team of Broken Arrow at the moment. They have the highest elo, they're number 1 to 5, and that player apparently is number 1 or number 2, I kind of forgot. But regardless, abusing bugs is a bad thing apparently, but they don't seem to be, well, obviously this is a new bug, but it's not like they've done similar thing. They haven't done similar things in the past, but at least, you know, this time it's on record. So what happened exactly? What happened exactly? Like, why do the stingers miss the Silent Hawk? And in this video of broken game, I guess, we will be investigating what exactly is going on here. So to start off, we basically recreated the situation here where the Silent Hawk is being targeted by the Shorad, but just refuses to go across this area. So let's just look at the terrain here. This is complete, like, flat ground, you see, as you can see here. And there is a church here that could technically potentially be blocking the line of sight. However, if we use something to target a Comanche, which is, you know, both these share basically the same characteristic, except one has better optics and stuff, it still refuses to hit the Comanche. And the Comanche doesn't even pop players, mind you. He's not even popping players at all. If we use it to target an Apache at a similar distance, the Apache does pop players, and there's a chance of the Apache actually getting hit. Let's also try. Oh, that actually didn't even take like 3 to 4 stingers. Let's check out the kill right here. Yep, they both connect. So, is it really the church here that matters, or is it the Silent Hawk and the stinger, the interaction between the Silent Hawk and the stinger that actually matters? To give you another, well, the answer is probably right here, where I used a bunch of different units with, wait, where are they? Okay, there they are. We used a bunch of units with different types of guidance of Shorad. Oh, please stop shooting. There's the Tunguska, which should Comanche. Why is he using its gun? Which has a, you know, pretty decent chance of hitting the Comanche. So it's definitely not something that has to do with semi-guidance, nor the Slam Ram's terminal guidance, which can often be found on the Slam Ram and also the Nazums, which is in the Baltic Battalion. As for the Sea Ram and the Stingers, along with the Sidewinders you can find on an actual ASF plane. Slow this down so I know how to micro. And that's 1800 meters away. Yeah, apparently they don't even pop. The Comanche doesn't even pop players themselves. So let's just quickly swing this guy around. Yep, as you can see. So the conclusion that I drawn at this point in time is that the bug seems to occur with, let me just stop firing. With fire and forget guidance, Shorad, it could be, it doesn't even have to be Shorad, it could be like from a plane, a Sidewinder, or from helicopters as well, which I eventually tested out. And the next thing that I had to test out, which I'm not gonna be an absolute dickhead and not tell you anything about it, I'll just tell you everything I know at this point, is that this bug has something to do with the distance between the unit or the SHORAD, or like the thing firing the stinger, and the target. So let's quickly get as close as possible. So the threshold of this bug is around 1650 meters. So let's try to fire at a bit more than that. Yep, they all seem to not work. As you can see here, the Comanche's not even popping flares. But if we get a little bit closer, we exceed that 1650 threshold, which apparently for some reason I'm still walking towards it. Okay, 42, that sounds fair. Oh, still not enough apparently. But yeah, as you can see, when I started moving, my SHORAD started to target the other Comanche, which I was much closer, so I could actually hit it. Let's try again against this Comanche. Yet, pretty sure that was a flare miss. There we go. Okay, now it's finally starting to connect. Reverse back into like somewhere around the distance where I said it would initially not work. Huh. Okay, so I guess it does vary. That's quite interesting. Okay, so now yeah, the distance, obviously the 1650 number, or like the 1650 meters distance, or like the threshold, was something that I got out from training, the practice room. But the general rule of thumb is against Comanches, or like when you use Comanches, the stingers themselves, like let's say this Comanche, right? The distance between the killer eggs and the Comanche is further than 1650 meters, then the stingers would just fail. They'd just fail. They'd not even hit the Comanche. Don't even think about it. It's never gonna hit them. If it's like much closer, now it exceeds the threshold. That's just unlucky, I suppose. There we go. Okay, now that hits. So, I mean, I could keep firing on and on and on against this Comanche, but none of it's just gonna connect because they're just not close enough. So let's move it a little bit closer. Maybe this guy's a bit too close. Yeah, so this one doesn't work, right? I know this is like a rough estimate. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely close enough. So, as a result, wait, have I tested out the, have I shown you guys that killer, the Fighting Falcon bug? Yeah, this also works on planes apparently, which I will show you very, very soon. Slow this down a little bit. Okay, so around 1800 meters of range. As you can see here, the Comanche probably used a bunch of flares, so I'm not gonna show it. I'm not gonna try it again. This is. It definitely didn't use its CCM to dodge those missiles. You can trust me on that one. Although this is a bit unprofessional of me, but that's the general idea. And if I fire it much closer, then it does seem to connect. Yes, because I'm now in the threshold. However, this is also a very inconsistent bug, which, even though I could consistently replicate it in the training room, this was a game that happened yesterday against Excuse Me from the last Heist episode, and this was his Bradley M. SHORAD. I specifically wanted to test this out, although bug abusing is definitely not good. So as you can see, the distance between the Comanche and the Bradley SHORAD over there with radar on is more than 1650 meters. However, when I fired my Hellfires and ran back, this Stingers actually could connect on the first shot. Meanwhile, earlier that match, or this match, when I was trying to run down a Bradley, the Stingers that shot at me, as you can see, this one definitely connected. And then the next one also connected. The third one, as you can see here in the middle of the screen, let me draw that if you don't see this bad boy right here. Let's play it. Let's play the replay. It's the ground right here. So, and then on top of that, my Comanche didn't even pop flares. So, you could say that, yeah, Corn, but you were far enough from the Stinger where it launched. Maybe that's how like the bug worked, but this is really ruining the environment of Broken Arrow, whether it is intentional or not. And obviously, the thing here is that you also can't really tell where your opponent's stingers are, right? Because that would be cheating. Like, if I knew where my opponent's stingers were, then I would probably move. Like if I wanted to play fair, I would literally move my Comanches close enough, within 1,600 meters, and let his stingers shoot at me. But because I wouldn't know where his stingers are, then I would also never be able to tell. Then it's completely going to be up to I would basically, like, whether I liked it or not, I would possibly just end up using these bugs, or end up just I would say let's just say triggering it by accident, or you could just say abuse at this point. So it's definitely not something that's healthy for the game. And I think these were the only 2 occasions I've accidentally or willingly triggered this in my recent gameplay, or since we've discovered it on Ben's stream. And I think that I would say that this bug is also extremely inconsistent, because despite when I said that I mean, I obviously mentioned that previously, but as you can see here, this is an example of me trying to shoot down the Comanche, or well, the Comanche got into the range of my striker shred. As you can see, it automatically started firing, and the Comanche was way further away than it normally should be for the stingers to not to miss them. However, my striker shred just 2-tapped the thing. So I don't know what works and what doesn't at this point in time, and it's just not fun. I presume for both players, me and also my opponent, whoever's using the Comanche. Also in this game, yeah, the Comanche was there, but I think the guy never used SHORAD or manpads. But yeah, I think these kind of things. Oh yeah, that one definitely connected, and it was probably very much quite far away. But you never know, right? You never know when it's gonna work, when it's not going to work, and as a result, we've known of this bug for about this was from last Friday, so at least 4 days at this point, since it happened on Ben's stream. And ever since I tested this out in the practice room, and also decided to report it to the devs, I've just received their response about half an hour ago by the devs, where they said, this is the official response, I guess, on my ticket. They said they will check it. We are checking. Insert F1 meme. Brady. But what they said was this: fire and forget missiles are supposed to ignore seeker distance on the original target, specifically to prevent these cases where they will just hit the ground. But I guess, which is the dev, it broke somewhere with a very tired face. And I suppose, if Broken Arrow decides to live up to its name and refuse to work every single day, then yeah, I'd definitely be pissed off as well. So regardless of the situation of Broken Arrow in its current state, I think we really shouldn't be taking it too seriously when it comes to its competitiveness or anything along the line. And in the meantime, I think it's about time that we ended this video in a hopefully happy, or a light-weighted tone, and get back to work, and hopefully the devs fix this as soon as possible. And yeah, guys, so I really appreciate you watching until the very end. I wish you guys a wonderful day. Special thanks to you for watching until the very end, along with my friends in the BA Armory, and also Nova, Kiko, and Penguin for supporting the channel. So anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, have a good day. Bye bye.